Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a just and kind king named Alexander. Alexander was loved by all his subjects, and they trusted him to make the right decisions for the kingdom. One day, a dark cloud appeared over the kingdom, and the people became fearful. It seemed like nothing could dispel the cloud, and it threatened to destroy the kingdom. King Alexander knew that he had to act quickly, or the kingdom would be lost forever. So he called together his wisest advisors and asked them to help him find a way to dispel the dark cloud. After many days of research and discussion, the advisors finally came up with a plan. They suggested that the king send a group of the bravest and most loyal knights on a quest to find a magical crystal that could dispel the dark cloud. But just as they were about to take the crystal, a fierce dragon appeared, blocking their way. The knights knew that they had to fight the dragon to retrieve the crystal, and so they bravely battled the beast. The fight was long and difficult, but finally the knights emerged victorious. They took the crystal and brought it back to King Alexander. As soon as the crystal was brought into the kingdom, it began to glow with a bright light. The dark cloud that had been looming over the kingdom began to disperse, and the sun shone down on the land once again. The people of the kingdom rejoiced, and King Alexander was hailed as a hero. The knights who had gone on the quest were given the highest honors, and their bravery was celebrated for years to come. From that day on, the kingdom flourished, and King Alexander was remembered as one of the greatest kings in the land. And whenever the people of the kingdom looked up at the sky, they could see the bright and shining crystal, a reminder of the bravery and loyalty of their knights and their king. Years passed, and the kingdom continued to prosper. King Alexander ruled with wisdom and kindness, and the people lived in peace and harmony. However, as King Alexander grew older, he became worried about what would happen to the kingdom after he was gone. He had no children, and he didn't trust anyone else to rule as fairly as he had. One day, the king called for his advisors and asked for their help once again. This time, he wanted them to find someone who was worthy to take his place as the ruler of the kingdom. The advisors traveled far and wide, searching for someone who had the same kind and just spirit as King Alexander. After many weeks of searching, they finally found a young girl named Sophia. Sophia was kind and intelligent, and she had a deep love for the kingdom. The advisors knew that she would make a wonderful ruler, so they brought her back to the kingdom to meet with King Alexander. The king was impressed with Sophia's wisdom and kindness, and he knew that she was the perfect choice to take his place as the ruler of the kingdom. He declared Sophia as his heir and began to train her in the ways of ruling a kingdom. As time passed, King Alexander grew weaker, and he knew that his time was coming to an end. He called Sophia to his bedside and gave her his final words of wisdom. Remember, Sophia, that ruling a kingdom is not just about making laws and enforcing them. It's about having compassion for your people and making decisions that benefit everyone, not just a few. You have a kind heart, and I know that you will rule with wisdom and compassion. With those words, King Alexander passed away, leaving the kingdom in Sophia's capable hands. Sophia took the throne as the new ruler of the kingdom, and she ruled with the same kindness and wisdom as King Alexander had before her. The people of the kingdom loved her, and they knew that they were in good hands. Years passed, and Sophia became known as one of the greatest rulers that the kingdom had ever seen. Her reign was marked by peace and prosperity, and she was loved and admired by all who knew her. And whenever the people of the kingdom looked up at the sky, they could still see the bright and shining crystal that had once saved their land. It was a reminder of the bravery and loyalty of the knights who had retrieved it, the wisdom and kindness of King Alexander, and the compassion and leaders of Queen Sophia.